Hello everyone, I all hope you had a very wonderful day and a very beautiful day. Today is such a very beautiful day, guys. The sky is up, it's even warmer, it's even super warmer and very quietly warmer and also quietly beautiful, guys. Today is very beautiful, guys. It's a very beautiful day, guys. And I all hope you're staying warm and are drinking medicine. For some of you who are quietly sick and not quietly getting well, but please get better and get better soon, guys, quickly. Please get better and stay warm and also stay safe and as well stay happy and stay positive. Have a positive day and have a positive weekend. I'll also see you tomorrow on Friday on our last day. So on this episode, we're here to speak about Darkron and the Order of the Seven, who is exactly a founder and a leader with her brother by her side, Peter, who is exactly a powerful, deadly, dark assassin and a supervillain who exactly founded the Order of the Seven in exactly forming it and exactly by forming it to previously with the goal to ending the sacred war, to ending the sacred galactic war, to ending the sacred galactic war and the sacred conflict that the sacred world and the sacred universe and the rest of humanity have endured for the past few millennia and for the past few millennia and for the past few decades. For the past few decades, meaning centuries, guys, meaning for many centuries, that this sacred galactic war has been continuing for many centuries, even now in the present time. Still, it's a sacred galactic war that's been waged on the sacred universe, on other universes, on other worlds, and it's still exactly continuing even now exactly. So let's exactly get right into it. Peter was a powerful and founded assassin and very quietly a younger brother of Darkron, a younger brother to Darkron and her sisters. He was raised by Darkron's eldest sister, known as the most powerful dog which ever existed, known as Darkness. Together with Darkron's help, Darkness was able to raise Peter Dark, who became the most powerful, ruthless, dark, evil, supervillain, and assassin in the entire sacred world and in the rest of sacred existence in the dark dimension. In his early life, in the dark dimension, guys, in Darkron's domain, her kingdom, her world, her universe, in her dark dimension. Darkron and Darkness raised Peter in order to train in hand-to-hand combat, swordsmanship, endurance, agility, master tactician and strategist, and immortality. He was blessed with the power of immortality, the bloodline of the darkest of the darkness family has been passing down into immortality for generations to the next generation and to the next descendant. The Dark Witches are quietly heavily gifted with immortality, and so is Peter himself. He was exactly heavily gifted with immortality and with the skills of raw intelligence and raw intellect. In doing so, at that time of Peter's early life, Darkron even adopted another young supervillain known as Nightman, who was quietly a protege of the original Lord of Magic, and he's apprentice of the original Lord of Magic, as well as Zuko, who became a supervillain and a powerful supervillain and a dark and powerful Four-Nation hunter. During at that time, Darkron adopted Nightman and Zuko and quietly raised them together while raising her brother Peter. They were quietly separated within the dark dimension. They weren't able to exactly see each other or able to speak with each other because they were exactly raised in different parts of the kingdoms of the dark dimension, in darkness and Darkron's domain, in the kingdom. They were quietly raised in different dimensions. During at that time, Darkron raised Zuko and raised Nightman as part of a deal with the original Lord of Magic in order to raise his proteges to becoming the most powerful ultimate assassins and ultimate supervillains in order for him to complete his goal and legacy. Peter, on the other hand, had a different mission and had a different destiny that he had to fulfill that was quietly given to him by the original Lord of Magic and by also Darkness himself. His destiny and mission was quietly very simple. Was for him to exactly form an ancient secret society of supervillains that will finally end the sacred galactic war, and he called it the Order of the Seven. The Order of the Seven has its goal to finally to put an end to the sacred galactic war and to put an end to the secret galactic war that was quietly hanging over the sacred world and the sacred universe. At that time, Peter was quietly 25 at that time, and he was quietly heavily skilled in master tactician and strategist, very, very quietly skilled in his combo and in swordsmanship and in weapons and guns and blades and daggers. He was quietly skilled at the time. He even used like he even had he was even given equipment by the dark druids and the dark witches in order to power up himself, and with his suit his suit of assassins, the assassination of the assassin, an assassin suit. He was quietly given an assassin suits and weapons and guns. He was quietly good with taser blades and guns and swords and weapons and opening and even carrying an equipment, even carrying a special technology with him always at the time, known as a red and yellow orange box with the gift and the power of teleportation and the power of opening portals to other worlds and other dimensions. Peter was quietly given those weapons and those equipment, and the dark druids even enhanced his technology and his magic, enhanced his technology with dark magic and with dark abilities, even his guns, guys. Even Peter's guns were enhanced by the dark druids and the dark witches and the dark faithful, following the orders of darkness and Darkron in order to enhance the guns, weapons, and the ability and the guns' ability in order for them to become indestructible weapons and indestructible, powerful weapons for Peter for him to exactly use. During at that time, Darkron opened up a portal to open up a portal for Peter, to go and enter the human world at that time in order for him to begin his reputation within this human world and as well within the sacred world, to make sure that the Four Nation Hunters are well aware of you and are well aware of his presence and are well aware of his reputation and his greatest code. Peter exactly marked his word that he will make sure that the Order of the Seven is formed and that it will continue its mission. In doing so, Darkron entrusted Peter with her followers, known as the Dark Druids, the Dark Witches, the Dark Faithful, into following Peter's every order, and instructions in order to carry out his plan and the plan for the organization and as well for the secret society known as the Order of the Seven. The Dark Druids were quietly teleported with the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful teleported with Peter and assisted him with his mission and his goals. During at that time, Darkron discovered a hidden colony, a hidden world, and a hidden planet in the abyss, in the fringes of the known universe. And she also discovered a hidden colony. When she was quietly done raising Nightman and Zuko with her sisters, Darkness quietly decided to exactly take leave of the Dark Dimension and head back straightly to the ancient magical temple that is full of light magic and energy in order to absorb its power and its capacity in order to strengthen her powers and immortality. Darkness decided to teleport away. She took her sisters as well with her. Darkron took her sisters as well with her into the hidden planet that is on the fringes of the known universe where there's a hidden colony. In doing so, Darkron and her sisters exactly teleported out of the dark dimension and left the dark dimension at that time. During at that time, they exactly prolonged themselves as the most powerful dark witches to the colony, telling them that they have a goal and a mission in order to end the sacred galactic conflict and to put a stop to it by any means necessary. She told the hidden colony that the only thing that quietly stands in the way of their mission and of their goals are the Intergalactic Coalition, Universal Man, Universal Woman, the Four Nation Hunters, the Alliance, the Four Nation Hunters, and the Alliance, and also the original Lolo Magic. In doing so, she told the hidden colony that she will exactly provide them with powers and abilities and anything else in order to empower them and making them stronger and to become powerful individuals in order to stand up from their own. One member of the hidden colony, known as Luca, stepped in and told them she's exactly the leader of the colony. She wants to become a dark and powerful, vivid assassin, that she wants to exactly lead the colony to its greatest power and to its greatest tremendous hope. Darkron was quietly pleased with this and very, very quietly successfully happy with this devotion and allegiance. As the colony pledged their allegiance and their devotion to Darkron and her sisters and to her organization and as well to her secret society, they exactly decided from that on that they'll work for Darkron and they'll exactly do her work and fulfill her missions by any means necessary. Darkron took the hidden colony to her dark ancient temple within her central headquarters of the Dark Moon that I previously talked to you about, guys. The Dark Moon is Darkron's sacred central headquarters. It's a powerful secret secret central headquarters for her to exactly operate, and she maintains individual bases for the organization as well for the society to exactly operate from. And also, within the Dark Moon, there's an ancient, powerful dark temple that is powered up by dark ancient crystals, where she uses it as central command and as a base of operations for her to exactly operate. Anyway, she took the colony there to her temple in order to give them powers and abilities. As one member and each member came up to Darkron and her sisters, they both exactly attached their hands to dark. They both exactly put their hands on their forehead and exactly imbue them with dark magic and dark superpowers and abilities, and exactly granting them more powers and more abilities than ever before. Unannounced to the colony, Darkron exactly implanted a dark entity a dark entity inside their minds, a dark entity inside their minds in order to have their full-fledged loyalty, so that if they ever turn on her or exactly betray her, she'll exactly put them straightly in a catatonic state of a coma when they'll be able to speak or say anything at that time. So Darkon exactly gave them dark powers and dark abilities of teleportation, super speed, super strength, super hearing, individuality, regenerative healing, and super strength and super speed and super hearing, and also heat vision and freeze breath and super speed and all those other powers and abilities that they've been granted to become supernatural beings and other beings. During at that time, and at the other side of the temple, the colony decided to build a factory machine in order to power up a powerful dark ancient mausoleum, powerful, big and huge crystal, in order to power up the factory in its powers and its capacity, which Darkron's sister, known as Darkness, was exactly able to agree with that matter. She exactly powered up the dark crystal with her dark magic and with her ability, able to exactly conjure dark energy within the crystal in order to keep the factory quietly powered up. Luca exactly told Darkron, and this part of the temple will become the factory where they will be able to exactly focus their mission, and it will become the central headquarters for the colony to exactly focus the activities of any of the Four Nation Hunters, the Intergalactic Coalition, the new future enemies known as the Universal Heroes, World Heroes, the United Heroes, any of those heroes, and Universal Man and Universal Woman, in order for them to exactly focus the activities on them exactly, which Darkron was exactly read. She was exactly relishing and quite successfully pleased, meaning that this is the first step for them to exactly ending the sacred galactic conflict that has been pledging the known universe and a sacred universe into chaos and into destruction. It'll be the first piece of the puzzle in order for them to exactly do so. Darkon then again came up to the hidden colony within a temple, and told the entire colony that the sacred galactic conflict will be coming, will put an end to it one way or another. And she told the hidden colony that she is like a goddess to them, a real life goddess to them, and if anything else they need, they'll exactly work together to put an end to the sacred galactic conflict and to the sacred war by any and all means necessary, under the orders and instructions from the original Lord Magic, The original Lord Magic gave purpose, gave instructions to Darkron, in the early centuries, telling her to recruit this hidden colony and telling them to use them as a power source in order to activate their power source and their ability, and to fuel them with the power and in desperation in order to end the sacred galactic war and conflict. If he ever dies or passes away, this hidden colony will be a power source for Darkron to finally end and put an end to the sacred galactic war and conflict if his mission and his goals ever don't exactly succeed, of destroying and wiping out the supernatural community and the aliens and the universal heroes and Intergalactic Coalition and the prophesied child and the United Heroes and the World Heroes and the Four Nation Hunters and the Five Nation Hunters and all the other hunters who pose a threat to his dominance and to his universal domination goals. They will have to be extremely wiped out. But if that goal doesn't exactly come to success, as he told Darkron, is that he needs to exactly recruit the hidden colony and exactly form them and give them a strict orders and strict goals in order to purposely end the sacred galactic war and the sacred conflict by any and all means necessary, according to the law of magic. That's what exactly told Darkron. And Darkron was happily to oblige, as she had her own goals and her own plans, but she was quietly eager in order to fulfilling the law of magic's goals and mission, and also his conquest. And also, she also believed in the original Lord of Magic's goals and in the original Lord of Magic's goals and his quest to wiping out the supernaturals and aliens and humanity in the process, because she believes that the natural order and the sacred peace needs to be protected by all means, meaning by wiping out all the species and all the supernaturals and all the aliens who pose a threat to sacred peace and to the natural order have to be wiped out. Darkron believed in that goal and she believed in that dream. She literally believed in Ororo Magic's goal and in his divinity. And no matter what, she'll always believe in it, despite that. When the news came flooding throughout the known universe and throughout the galaxy and throughout the sacred universe about the Lolo Magic's demise and his death at the hands of the prophesied child known as the Universal Man and the Universal Heroes and the United Heroes and the World Heroes, Darkon was quietly devastated and very quietly much heartbroken. And despite that, she tried to take drastic measures in action. While during at that time, Peter was able to meet Darkron in her sacred laboratory of her sacred command on the 4th of January, telling her that it's time for them to exactly begin the operation and to move up the operation right away, meaning it's time for them to exactly begin their works and their good works, and their good works exactly have to be proceed. Darkron exactly successfully agreed with Peter. Darkron successfully agreed with Peter, meaning that it is after all exactly time to begin with the operations and everything. So it is exactly after all time. Together with Peter and with her sisters, they formed the order of the order of the seven, which was formed many centuries ago, by darkness and also by the original Roman magic in order to purposely end the war. This ancient secret society has been formed. The members were quietly Peter extended invitations to powerful criminals such as the Dark Druids, the Dark Witches, and the Dark Faithful, extending invitations to them in order to joining the organization, and as well to Darkron and her sisters, who became the original members of the organization, and as well as the secret society known as the Order of the Seven, in order to end the sacred galactic war and conflict that exactly emerges across the known universe, and as well throughout the sacred world and throughout the sacred universe, which is exactly what Peter began. Peter told Darkron that he began creating a network of operatives and powerful assassins who would exactly work at his commands and everything else, and follow his instructions and orders as per his commands. And he exactly formed the order of the seven in order to exactly recruit dark witches and powerful dark magic users to their cause. He even recruited a group of powerful dark magic users known as the Second to join in on their mission and their goals, which they were heavily obliged on their joining in on their mission. Peter was able to hold up a video conference with the members of the Order of the Seven, on the 24th of January. On the 24th of January, with one shadow empire warlord telling him that his works and his mission was successful, meaning that Red Bolt and the newly Little Magic have finally taken the bait, meaning that they exactly playing right at their hands. He told the Shadow Empire warlord to start destroying worlds and planets and wiping them out completely. No conquest, no conquering them. The Shadow Empire warlord completely obliged, as he said he will fulfill the mission objective and the goal of it. The Shadow Empire warlord launched his warships and spaceships and battle cruisers across the other worlds, planning to destroy them, but he's planning to destroy the worlds were quietly thwarted due to the intervention of the United Heroes, who are able to exactly arrive in stopping the battle cruisers from destroying worlds and planets, and they were able to exactly decimate the enemy's battle cruisers and warships from the skies, which rained down from the other worlds, as well the other inhabitants of the other worlds and planets exactly fought back in defending their home world and their planets from being destroyed. One other Shadow Empire warlord escaped with the Pacific technology known as the red and yellow orange dark box, able to opening up a portal for him to exactly enter the portal and for him to exactly mysteriously teleport out, which is exactly what he did. He reconvened with the members of the Order of the Seven. On the 2nd of February, telling him that his mission was quietly a failure. Darkron stated to him that the mission wasn't quietly a failure. It was exactly the way it's supposed to be, meaning that Darkron can now launch her monsters and her creations against the other worlds and planets in order to extract the minerals and the crystals and the substance for her sinister plan. And that's exactly what she did. She launched a huge wave attack of monsters and creatures on other worlds and other planets in order to extract the substance and minerals. She told her intergalactic enforcers known as the known as the Dark Assassins, to collect as much of the minerals, to extract as much of the minerals and all the crystals from the other worlds, which are able to follow some of the members of the United Heroes on the other worlds and other planets. The members of the United Heroes were able to follow the incursion of Darkron's intergalactic enforcers, known as the Dark Assassins, were able to exactly keep them at bay and were able to successfully fighting them. But during at that time, the monsters quietly launched a surprising attack. They are winged, evil monsters that are quietly winged, evil monsters, angel monsters, able to exactly attack the United Heroes incursions by extracting while buying a distraction for Darkron's intergalactic enforcers to exactly extract and harvest all the minerals and all the substance from the crystal worlds and from the other planets and from the other planets and other worlds, which United Man was able to exactly arrive, and Planet Man was able to exactly arrive in preventing these monsters from exactly attacking the inhabitants and defending the inhabitants and also the other creatures. But her Darkron's intergalactic enforcers were able to teleport out so quickly that they left the monsters behind in order to keep the United Heroes busy and distracted for as much as possible. Their intergalactic enforcers were able to meet up with Darkron on her asteroid base, on her nether base of operation, not within her central headquarters, on her nether base of operation, which was an asteroid base on the 7th of February. On the 7th of February, they exactly required all the substance and all the minerals and everything else. Darkron was quietly pleased with this, meaning she was successfully sadistically happy. And Peter was quietly right by her side, telling her that this is exactly what they need, and the mission is quietly coming to success. They started building and creating a huge crystal dark device, that can purposely end the war, and that can purposely end the sacred galactic war, that can purposely end the sacred galactic conflict and war that has been waging on from the sacred universe for many centuries ago, which they're about to exactly do that due to the intervention of the universal defending heroes and righteous who are able to exactly come. By doing so, Darkron activated her device in order to test its power and energy on the heroes who managed to make an incursion when their intergalactic enforcers were sadistically subdued and quietly neutralized by the enemy's incursion. Her device quietly launched, and it created a huge sonic barrier and energy and a purple energy of power and dark energy of power, able to decimate and destroy all and able to create a radioactive energy that can easily keep and neutralize its enemies and all its enemies. Not just that the energy is too much for her magic to expel, she extracted all the members of her team, and she exactly pressed her attack on Darkron. Darkron is able to open up a portal with her brother self Peter, able to open up a portal and sending the universal defending heroes straightly into space. They were quickly saved by Kevin Drew, who were able to arrive by spaceship. They're watching the asteroid base teleporting itself again from another different location for it to be relocated at that time. At that time and at that day, Peter Doc hold up a video conference with a member of the Order of the Seven, telling him that the good works are in their favor and that the operation is exactly in their favor and that everything else is working well, as supposedly telling the Dark Druid that they should exactly begin with the operation and with their mission effective immediately. The Dark Druids launched a full-scale attack on the magical worlds and all the magical worlds and the magical dimensions, the beautiful magical dimensions where magical creatures and other beautiful warlocks and other beautiful fairy witches lived on that other world where their magic is being kept safe and protected by blue energy crystals. The Dark Druids and the Dark Seconds and the Seconds, a group of dark magic users, launched the attack with a dark magic, attacking the inhabitants in order to extract the magical energy and the magical substance, powers, and ability. But the inhabitants fought back with everything else they have due to the intervention of Universal Magical, who was able to exactly to be present at the time and at the same time, her father Magic Man was able to be there. They used their magical abilities, combined their magical abilities with the inhabitants, and fought off against the dark magic users, and they successfully vanquished them and stopped them from stealing and taking the power and taking the powers and taking the magical powers of the rightful owners of the magical world. But one Dark Druid was successful in extracting and taking the magical crystal and its power from another crystal chamber, from within the chamber of crystals where the inhabitants were distracted, and successfully able to teleport back. He teleported back to Darkron's secret lair this time, where she houses another secret laboratory, and delivered the crystal that she ordered to her straightly. And Darkron was successfully pleased with this, very successfully pleased, and so was her brother, who was quietly with her. meaning that they can exactly begin enhancing, beginning learning the secrets of this crystal's power and its energy and its magic, which is exactly what they did. They spent years, months trying to unlock the secret's powers and its abilities, and she successfully succeeded in unlocking its powers and its abilities and its crystal. She absorbed its magic and put it into herself and into her brother and into her sisters, gave her brother more power and more immortality, and even gave her sisters and her sisters more immortality and more power than ever before. They became more clever, possesses raw intellect, they possess more raw intellect and more intelligence than ever. They didn't exactly lose their sanity, because in doing so they were exactly gone mad, but they never exactly gone mad or everything else ever before. During at the time, Darkron teleported straight into the Golden Masters on the 7th of March, in order to meet up with them with her brother Peter. She told the Golden Master that they have to exactly form an alliance and become the members of the Order of the Seven in order to fight against their common enemy in ruling and in conquering the known universe, and also ending the sacred galactic conflict, which the Golden Masters were happy to oblige. They said that they will be exactly to be glad to become members. They shook hands with Peter, who is an ancient dark supervillain and an ancient assassin, and they said that they are the members of the Order of the Seven, and they were quietly successfully pleased with them at that time. On the 1st of April, Peter Dark called up a video conference with the members of the Order of the Seven, stating that the Shadow Empire managed to lose a huge chunk of worlds and planets, meaning that the conflict against intergalactic coalition and universal heroes and the new ruler Magic, who is still ruling the Shadow Empire in secrecy, is still quietly at large, and Red Bolt, who is leading the Shadow Empire, trying to exactly maintain its status, its dormant power and its status, trying to exactly maintain the Shadow Empire's reputation and its dormant power for many more years to come, meaning that their plans are exactly going the way they're supposed to go, meaning launching the forces of evil to wage war with each other and against the universal heroes is exactly the way it's supposed to go, and Darkron was successfully pleased, meaning very, very pleased. Peter Dark even hired assassins to execute Mr. X on live television, but that plan didn't succeed on the 8th of April. That plan didn't successfully succeed due to intervention of the world heroes who are able to come and neutralize the assassin. Half of the members of the United Heroes are able to come and neutralize the assassin and are able to take them down. But Mr. X said that due to the intervention of these young heroes, their tactics were quietly a failure, and they quietly significantly failed their mission and with the operation, meaning that the good works goes to the United Heroes, and the United Heroes did well. Meaning that the plan was the plan from the get-go with its true objective exactly was to defame the world heroes and the rest of the other heroes, and the plan exactly excuse me, and the plans that dissonantly worked as in it brilliantly worked. The rest of the world was quietly pleased and happy for the United Heroes, but not for the World Heroes, which means that the World Heroes' reputation went down and the United Heroes' reputation went up. So meaning that was not exactly a good sign. Peter Dark held up a video conference with Mr. X on his laptop, telling him that the plan was exactly a marvel, meaning everything else worked out the way it's supposed to be, and everything else was quietly completely good. Mr. X exactly reassured Peter that everything else is quietly above board now, and the situation is quietly clearly above board, and now it's under the control. With the World Heroes' reputation going under down and quietly being defamed, everything else can be restored to its rightful need and order. The founders have exactly planted dark seeds on the web and on the dark net, stating that the World Heroes did a bang-up job of their mission, meaning that they exactly fell for their trap, and they were quietly mysteriously set up. But Peter Dark told Mr. X that they captured one of the assassins, and that could exactly explain the whole mess of the setup. Mr. X exactly reassured Peter Dark that he wouldn't exactly know that this was exactly a setup or anything. Even if they exactly knew, they could not exactly prove it, that it was quietly a setup, or was it? They need exactly hard evidence, and Mr. X was quietly pleased and very happy with this. Completely very happy, as he stated that the founders are also happy with the results, remarkably happy with the results. And Peter was also happy with the results as well. Peter even held up another video conference with the members of the Order of the Seven, on the 1st of May, as he told them the congratulate news that the World Heroes' reputation has been defamed and that everything else is restored to order. But Darkron told him that the Universal Heroes are still waging war with Dark Master's forces and are still trying to stop Dark Master from conquering the sacred world and the sacred universe. Peter Dark told Darkron that let them exactly fight each other. That will exactly give us more power and more time in order to create a plan, in order for us to create a plan to allow Red Ball to exactly take control of the Shadow Empire and also empowering the Shadow Empire's reputation. That could exactly still work in our favor. as Darko said that could exactly work in their favor, meaning it exactly could deliberately work in our favor as supposedly, and it will exactly work in their favor, which Darkron was additionally happy. Despite this, guys, Peter Dark is a founder and a leader of the Order of the Seven. He's remarkably intelligent. He's been gifted with the powers of immortality, with strategist, tactician. He's very good in swordsmanship, agility, endurance. He's equipped with guns, blades, daggers, and weapons and advanced technology that the Dark Druids have enhanced. They've enhanced the technology and upgraded it. In doing so, Peter Dark was raised by two of his eldest darkest sister, known as the Dark Witches, known as the most powerful Dark Witches, Darkness and Darkron. They raised Peter together to become a powerful, ruthless, cruel assassin, and Peter's nature is exactly cruel, but he loves the thrill of battle and he loves the thrill of war. He loves taking command of the organization and as well of the society. He leads it with great ability and with greatness. He believes himself that the sacred galactic conflict has become a pandemic that needs to be fully stopped. But despite this, Peter is very quietly ambitious. He and Darkron and her sisters are all quietly ambitious, as they have other plans of their own in order to rule and conquer known worlds and known planets, which they've been doing in secret. They've been doing this in secret. The operations have began many centuries ago to conquer known worlds and known planets, while the Shadow Empire has been waging war with the universal heroes and with the Lolo Magic and with the new Lolo Magic and the original Lolo Magic. They've exactly been fighting them. They've been exactly secretly conquering worlds and planets and placing them under the control. But the inhabitants have been exactly fighting back. Peter even allowed Darkron's druids and Dark Witches and Dark Faithful to harvest as much as they need of shadow energy and all the crystals and all the substance in order for their plans, in order to further their plans and their goals and their mission. They even hired an intergalactic bounty hunter from Zendik's faction and fleet to wipe out the world heroes and the united and the universal earth heroes in order to find out exactly if they secretly coordinating together or secretly working together. Despite this, Peter is very calm and very patient. He will wait for the right time to attack. Raised by the most powerful dark witches ever existed within sacred history, he's been taught the ways to remain patient and to remain calm and to remain persistent and to remain resilient and to never give up. Peter will find a solution to his problems and another way to handle the problem. Despite this, he might get very angry, but his anger and his his rage won't exactly explode, as he hates the universal heroes and he quietly despises them. He learned that from his enemies and from his adversaries, that the universal heroes and the abilities and the universal earth heroes and universal defender and the universal space heroes are not meant to be underestimated by any means necessary. They're not meant to be taken lightly by any means necessary. He learns from his failures, and he extremely learns from his failures, as forming an alliances with powerful dark magic users such as the Dark Druids, the Dark Witches, the Dark Faithful, the Seconds, who are a group of dark magical users, and also joining forces with other supervillains with rogue criminals such as Ghostmaster, Shadowfly, Redfly, and also Snake Queen, the dark powerful Dark Witch, the Snake Queen of which was a member of another secret terrorist organization known as the Order of Darkness. Despite this, Peter is very ambitious, as his ambition has touched the other dark dimensions, able to expand the dark dimensions worlds and the realms in the other dark dimensions realms and in its entire kingdom. He rules the other dark dimensions with an iron fist. He's been placed in charge of them ever since being raised by Darkness and Darkron in order to exactly lead their empire, in order to exactly lead their dark empire from the other dimensions and conquer the other dimensions and the other worlds. Peter has a huge fleet of warships and battle cruisers at his command. The origin of the fleet is quietly unknown, but is at the central headquarters of the organization as well of the ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the Seven. The Order of the Seven's goals is exactly extremely easy: end the sacred galactic conflict, conquer worlds and planets, harvest crystals and magical energies, reestablish sacred peace, and reestablish natural order and law and sacred law. Those are the goals that they quietly have been given, and the missions that they exactly gave themselves, and the mission in order to hinder humanity's survival by testing mankind and the rest of the known universe by pledging it through chaos and destruction in order to see if its heroes and its defenders are worthy to be saved or not exactly unworthy to be saved. Despite this, Darkron and her brother are very ambitious, as they are willing to exactly expand their empire, their dark empire, and the ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the Seven, and exactly furthering its goals and its plans and its sinister plans, and also their own goals and their plans, and also their own goals and their sinister plans to ruling the known universe and conquering the known worlds and the other civilizations, and exactly recruiting powerful dark criminals such as Dark Girl, the Dark Druids, the Dark Witches, the Second, and the Dark Faithful, and the Ice Children, and the Ice Druids, and the Ice Clan, by forming an alliance with them and creating an organization of assassins and also witches. That is exactly what they believe in. No matter what, exactly, guys. That is exactly completely what they believe in. Their goal is exactly just about that, and they're willing to exactly do whatever it takes to make sure that the organization's goals and its mission remain the same, and they remain the same, and they remain the same to become into fruition. They will manipulate wars and events to their advantage in order to advance their future plans and their future goals by manipulating villains and allies into their ultimate goal and for their ultimate schemes. Peter is willing to do anything, whatever it takes, to sacrifice an armada and the rest of the other creatures to destroying and decimating the universal heroes and the universal earth heroes, because he views them as an obstacle and as a threat to his goals as well as their allies. He and Darkron exactly share the same goal in wiping them out and getting rid of them. But no matter what, Peter is very determined and very, very smart, possesses raw intellect. Peter Dark and also Darkron and her sisters are the founders and leaders of the Order of the Seven, an ancient secret society of supervillains that has those goals to rule and conquer and end the sacred galactic conflict. That will exactly do whatever it takes to further the society's goals and its mission, and the organization's missions and their own goals. No matter what, they will not exactly stop. Despite this, guys, Peter is intelligent, possesses raw intellect, not meant to be underestimated. Well, guys, I all hope you enjoyed this wonderful episode and this great episode. But no matter what, guys, the universal heroes and the universal earth heroes know very well not to underestimate their foes or their powerful enemies or their powerful adversaries or their formidable foes at any cost in order to fight them. But they'll exactly do whatever they can to restore sacred peace and sacred balance to the sacred world and to the sacred universe. So, guys, I all hope you enjoyed this episode and this video. I'll exactly see you tomorrow on Friday. We'll exactly see you on tomorrow on Friday. Yeah, yes, we'll exactly see each other tomorrow on Friday. Yeah, definitely on Friday. I'll be able to exactly see you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and a very blessed evening, a very, very blessed evening, a very, very blessed evening and an afternoon. So stay safe and stay happy, and also stay warm and get better soon and be safe. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.